as if you've just had a wonderful, refreshing nap. 5. When you're ready, open your eyes. Truly feeling better than you felt in a long, long time. Feel good? Was anyone surprised at the event with their unconscious mind? Care to share?
Sure. When I came in, I was like, I'm going to work on this one relationship, and I had all this trouble in it. And then I just let it go. It was when I was 12, I went back to, we lived in the inner city of Philadelphia, and it was in the 60s, and there was a lot of racial riots. And my brother's best friend got stabbed. A gang came up and surrounded them, and they stabbed him. Well, we moved that weekend, and I was absolutely devastated, but I forgot about it. I was devastated that we moved because all my friends were there, and I was at that age that I didn't want to move to New Jersey. It was down at the seashore, and it was like a resort area, and there was nobody there, except for the summer for like 3 months, and then everybody went home, so it was like ghost town. And where I was, it was just a lot of kids and a lot of things going on. So I was devastated that we moved, but as I looked at the whole big picture, it was a blessing, because the inner city, not knowing that my father was only 46, within a couple of years he passed away. And we would have still been stuck in the city, in the inner city, and it got really bad. And just run down and all that. And my mother would have never got out of that situation with my father dying, because there was 10 kids.
Wow.
So he died at 46, and I'm thinking, thank God we were where we were, because we all had a great life.
Sure.
And so then the second event went into the relationship, and then when I went back before the relationship, I was drinking and smoking. And when I was in the relationship, because I had doubt, I quit. And I never even put 2 and 2 together. So I was like, what a great thing came from that, because I was drinking and smoking all the time, and I quit both.
Wow.
Because of the strength of how I felt, and that,
Sure.
yeah, so it was all really cool.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
How great is that?
I talk too much.
No, you don't. Not one bit. Isn't it fascinating that you can see it now in a different way, so that hopefully when these events come up in your mind, you're not thinking of it in a negative way. You're thinking of it in a positive way. It's like both situations. I mean, you really did get the handle on the big picture.
Mm-hmm. Now, the other one I never even thought about. The
Right.
first one.
Yeah. And sometimes we keep sadness in our heart, and we can't place what originated the sadness. So I'm wondering now if you feel lighter.
Mm-hmm. I feel excited about that.
Yeah.
That I experienced that.
Excellent. Excellent.
So I guess that would be lighter.
Well, I was thinking lighter is a
I'm just
metaphor.
hoping my back's healed now.
Of course.
Wake up tomorrow and I'll be like, oh,
Of course. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was very cool.
What about imagining that if you were there before the event, you kind of suggest that? And,
Yes.
And that you have the hindsight of that, and you talk to yourself in that situation, that maybe imagine that if you're telling yourself that it's going to be okay, don't worry about it, or don't get so caught up on it.
Sure. Right.
Would that affect the present moment?
Hopefully, I mean, that's what this is all about. This is all about having you energetically go into the past and have you receive information that will forearm you, so that when you go through that event, you experience it in a different way, energetically. So that now, in this present moment, whatever negativity has been brewing all these years is now released. So that you don't have to experience that negativity anymore when you remember that event. That's what reframing is all about. It's like we're taking a picture of the event in your mind's eye, and we're changing the frame. We're changing the way you look at it, So that when you look at that event now in your mind's eye, you don't experience the negativity. You experience the wisdom, the understanding. Does that make sense? You know the expression being forearmed, being for, what's it?
Forewarned.
Being forewarned is being forearmed. Thank you. So it's like the forewarning, that's why we want that before the event. So that energetically you would know what you needed to know in order to go through the event. So typically events that are negative are also shocking. You know, it's shocking. You know what I mean? If you get into a car accident, if you have to move all of a sudden, if a relationship breaks up, there's a part of you, if you're human, like the rest of us, it's shocking. It's like, what? It's like having the rug pulled out from under you. It's like you don't get it. There's a part of you that just doesn't get it. So
you had planned through stuff and expecting.
Right. Yeah, you could have planned to suffer. You could have set something up. You could have done that, sure. But most of us, want to have positive experiences whenever possible. So the idea is that you go back in time before the event happened, and you allow your higher self, which is directly connected to all wisdom, all understanding, all knowledge. What concept? So that this part of you that was traumatized by the event, that was shocked by the event, can now go through the event, but with some understanding, with some wisdom.
Is that sort of like what in that movie, the butterfly effect, that person tries to do that actually goes back in time and he changes direction, but then it comes out, I didn't want this, and he goes back in time.
I vaguely remember that movie, but I don't remember it well enough to say yes or no, but I'm thinking that if you're making that connection, that you're right. But to tell you the truth, I saw the movie, my mind is like, so I'm sorry I can't answer that. You're probably right, though.
If I knew the information, at that time or whatever, then I wouldn't have to go through that.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that.
Going back to what you said about the events being traumatic, we all have what's known as a critical judgment factor, and that's based on years of experience, things that are part of us that says whether something's true or not. When you have a traumatic event, that causes you to bypass that critical factor. And that event goes straight to your subconscious, and it may not be the truth. It may be a false concept. And that's what we're dealing with here. When we're reframing how you look at it, and recognition of it being a false concept, or it affected you in a negative way, when in fact it doesn't need to be negative. And that's from trauma. The traumatic events you have cause these things to be placed in your subconscious like in an instant. And that's the same way we deal with them.
Excellent point. And